Hi everyone! Happy Sunday! It's me, Meenah, coming to you live from my apartment in Chicago, like always, as if I'd be somewhere else. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Those of you who celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving this past few days. I had a good Thanksgiving. I went home to see back to Michigan to see my family. Got to hang out with my mom and my dad and my grandma. My girlfriend came along with me, so that was good. Yes, the Alpha Kids have God-tiered Rotom. I think that just happened last time? I'm trying to remember, but... Oh, they did last time. Thank you, Schwindu. Yes. Thank you. Those of you who remember what happened better than I do. I appreciate the assist there. But yeah, so I got back yesterday. Got some grocery shopping done, which is good, because it's apparently supposed to, like, snow really hard in Chicago today, but, not seeing any snow yet, but maybe we'll get some snow later. But if it does, I'm prepared because I have food and alcohol. And those are the only two things you really need during a snowstorm. Anyway, and there's Tara. Tara's on the couch, snapping. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Let me scroll back to the top of chat. Roll call here. Let me say hello to everyone who has said hello in chat. Hello, Schwindu. Happy Sunday. Hi, Rice Milk. It's good to see you. Captain October. I salute you. God of Truths. Happy Sunday to you. Rotom, hello. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Scroll, scroll, scroll. It's the mighty Hetero Sapiens. Well, hello, the mighty Hetero Sapiens. I'm the mighty Meenah. Mighty. Let's see, who else? Scroll down. Oh, hey, SNES controller. Oh, this is your first live stream? Well, hi, hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate that. There's a lot of them, so I'm impressed. Hi, Kayla. Happy Sunday. Hey, Cool N102. The last two Friend Sims were wild. Oh man, yeah. I have to catch up on... I'm way behind on Friend Sims. Like, I did a few of them and then I stopped. I might do them someday, I might not. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. Right now, I'm just kind of wanting to get through... Focusing on getting through this long journey of Homestuck that we're on. I think we're past the 2/3 mark, roughly. But... there's still a ways to go. Anywho. Alright. Well, anyway, I am glad you all are here. Happy Sunday to all of you. Oh, that's fine, SNES controller. Like, just jump in wherever. I mean, Cascade is a good, is a really good starting point, so there's that. Yeah, my first few streams, I think, were, like, much lower quality because I didn't have the setup I have now, and I was also kind of, like, finding my way through it, so anyway. Alright, so we're in the middle of, actually we just started Act 6 Intermission 5 last time. Let me actually go back a page real quick, because this page is like, I think, out of context. So, yeah, so last time, Caliborn is talking to Andrew Hussey. Caliborn is working on Conquering Worlds. He has like 4 of his little green felt friends now. He also definitely killed that turtle. So there's that. Anyway. And John is asleep. Alright. Let's go back to Act 6, Intermission 5. Whee! Oh, well. That is a really big trail of, shattered paradox space. It looks like, is that the green sun in the middle right there? It looks like it's the green sun in the middle right there. Anyway. But yes, lots of shattered paradox space. That can't be good. I don't think paradox space is supposed to be that shattered. Oh, there's like a little ship right there. In the middle of what appears to be some kind of ocean waterfall thinger. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, and there's John. John just like floating there. Oh, there's one of the arms right there. One of the white arms right there. That's wait, didn't we decide, or didn't we figure out before that the white arm thing was actually Calliope? I think that was my theory when we last saw Calliope. Anyway, we keep an eye on those. Anyway, there's John just hanging out in Shattered Paradox space. Oh, and Meenah. Meenah's talking now. Hey, it's the blue buoy again. See him? See him there just off the starboard shit? Yo, watch how far away I can fork him from. Meenah, put the trident down. Oh, shit. Oh, Meenah's not actually messaging John. Meenah and Aranea are just talking. Meenah, put the trident down. Don't make me confiscate again. Confiscate. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's right, Ignatus. Yeah, that was my theory. Whether it's correct has yet to be determined. Okay, gotcha. Oh, so this is clearly this is Meenah's ship. All right, because Meenah is like a pirate, or like yeah, like that. Or was Vriska a pirate? I can't remember. One of them is a pirate. Someone's a pirate. Anyway, pirates, ships. Oh wait, Vriska and John and Tavros are all here. Okay. Hey, it's John. Vriska, is that you? Yeah, get over here. Yeah, I was confused by that flag too, because there's like, looks like there's a lot of stuff happening with that flag. They're all pirates. Oh, great, fantastic. I love that they're all pirates. All right. Oh, great. What is Tavros wearing? Oh, wait, is Tavros like, is that like a Peter Pan outfit? That kind of looks like a Peter Pan outfit, which I guess would make sense. He has a mop. Why does Tavros have a mop? For some reason, Tavros has a mop. Shades of Perry Saturn. Anyway, so we've got Tavros, and Vriska, and Meenah, and Aranea. Oh, Pupa Pan. Yes, that's right. Nice to see you again, John. It's been too long. Yeah, actually, hasn't it been exactly a year? I think it was my birthday last time we met, too. A year for you, maybe. Who even knows how long it's been out here, but who cares? The point is, as you can see, the plan I described to you The point is, as you can see, the plan I described to you before is in full swing. You mean the big treasure hunt with all those black maps? Yes, but they aren't black anymore. Not totally. Everything's gone exactly as I intended. English has taken the bait, hook, line, and sinker. He's been chasing our extended party around the ring, blowing shit up with his monster breath, thus revealing the path to the treasure in the process. I must say, for an evil mastermind, the guy is kind of a dope. Supposedly his every move is a carefully calculated ploy to assure his existence in the first place, yet here he is wrecking the joint like an oaf, unwittingly helping the hero find the weapon that will finally take him down. And we're almost there, too! Although, by now it's become embarrassingly obvious that the treasure was hidden right around where we started all along. These maps have just been leading us all in a big stupid circle. I should have seen it coming. I guess it's my bad. In terms of bonehead moves, that's English 1, Vriska 1. So, I guess we're even. But maybe we don't have to mention that detail when we document my heroism in the annals of greatness. Mention what exactly? Exactly! I almost forgot how deceptively quick you are in the uptake, John. That's so not impressive. I was confused by what you were saying, too. Tavros, if you're gonna interrupt, don't mumble. And even then, don't. Anyway, I really don't mind the fact that these cryptic treasure maps have led us all on a wild hawkbird chase. Hawkbird? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's okay, Schwindu. I'm sorry stream is cutting out for you. Let me look at OBS. Yeah, I'm dropping some frames on my end today, folks. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's up. Usually my internet's pretty stable, but I guess today it's maybe it's still hungover from Thanksgiving. My internet must still be tripped up on tryptophan from eating turkey, because I guess my internet ate turkey, or is a turkey. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Where was I? Anyway, do the Honkbird Chase. Oh yeah, Honkbird Chase. Great name for goose. I've never once complained about a good long treasure hunt, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, With the way space-time works out here, who can say for sure we would be able to find the treasure at all unless we traced this exact path? Nobody could say that is who, least of all English, who, as far as I know, can't actually speak so much as issue blood-curdling roars that cleave the foundations of reality itself. You're of course welcome to join us in our adventure, for as long as you're asleep. We could use another hand on deck, and I'll even give you a rank and title. You get to be lower than me, that's the fairest rule. Wrong. Tavros, who's the captain here? Last time I checked, it wasn't Swabby Nitrum, Poop Master Extraordinaire. Swabby Nitrum, Poop Master Extraordinaire. That's quite a title. Quite a title indeed. Tavros, King of the Andals and First Men, Poop Master Extraordinaire, Mother of Dragons. Anyway. By the way, hi Tavros, how have you been? Okay. Cool pirate outfit you have there. No, thanks, but it's not cool, it's dumb. Friska wants me to wear it though, so I do, so she'll be happy. Wait, hold up. I'm sorry, I just caught something just caught my eye over here, like on the right. So it looks like we have, is this a Radia over here? Looks like a Radia. And then we have Sullix down here with like double eye patches. I feel like that's fantastic. Okay, I know some of you are probably having connection issues with the stream, and some of it might be coming from my end because, like I said, I've been dropping some frames on my end, so there's that. But anyway, yes, I love the double eye patch on Sullix. That's fantastic. Anyway. Don't ask me where my pants are. I wasn't going to. We all look amazing as pirates. This is non-negotiable. No argument there. What about the rest of your crew? Hold on, let me bump the music down a little bit, because I suspect it may be loud. Let's see. No argument there. What about the rest of your crew? I remember her, the punky one who always likes to stab me with her spear, but I really hope she doesn't do that this time. Dream on, blue nerd. You in my crosshairs, sucker. Got you right where I want. Just biding my time. Biding and biding. Gonna hunt you till we both double dead. You are my obsession, little bluefish. My shrimpiest of whales. My mobiest of dicks. Call me Fishmail. Stop it! But I don't know the one who looks kind of like your sister. What is your name? Aranea. Hi, and what about those two over there? These are my friends, Aranea and Sullix. I have recruited them for this expedition as specialists. They aren't really here to do any fighting, but their abilities will become useful once we retrieve the treasure. Hello. Hey, are you alive? Your eyes do not look spooky and ghostly. Thanks. Yes, I'm alive. Yeah, and apparently she intends to stay that way, hence her principled if somewhat lame commitment to pacifism. But considering our history together, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. I'm happy to have her on my crew in whatever capacity she likes. Your history? What happened? Wait, that's a rude question, sorry. Vriska killed her too. She used the other guy there, tragically, as the death weapon. Hey! What did I say about bygones being bygones? That's like rule fucking 1 of this ship. Anyway, she became a robot and killed me back, so obviously we're cool now. Geez, why does everyone die so much? That's basically the question of Homestuck, isn't it? It's like, why does everyone die so much? Who knows? Alright, let's see. Bum bum bum. Oh, I love Eternity Served Cold. Such a good track. Let's see. Law, like this guy's one to talk. Sullix, don't make our guest uncomfortable. He's already uncomfortable, and he should be. We all should be. Really, I haven't thought about any of that in a long time. Ancient conflicts don't mean anything to me anymore, but I was more than thrilled by the opportunity to go on another adventure like this. We used to enjoy such campaigns together all the time when we were younger. Of course, now the teams are a little different. Yeah, man, those were the days. What about you? Why do you have double eye patches?
Because I'm blind, stupid.
Wait, does Sulix still have his lisp, or does he no longer have his lisp? I can't keep track of whether Sulix has a lisp or not anymore at this point. I know he had a lisp at some point. Bum 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 ba ba ba. No lisp at this point. Okay, gotcha. It's hard to keep track. Alright. I can't tell if you're alive too or not because I can't see if your eyes are spooky.
They're spooky as shit, but yes, I'm alive. Okay, so here's the short version. I used to be able to see, but then I went blind. Then I used my powers too hard and died. But it turned out I was only half dead.
Half dead?
Let me finish. So the ghost half of me could see again, so I was only half blind. But then somebody prototyped my corpse, which I guess sucked the ghost half of me out of my body to make me fully alive again, also fully blind. That's confusing and yet also makes sense. And now the ghost part of my soul is sharing a sprite body with fucking Aranea of all people. Oh, right. That's right. I forgot that Sulix and Aranea were a sprite now. That's right. Who's Aranea? Just the douche who blinded me in the first place. It doesn't even matter.
Alright, but I don't think I quite followed all of that. What does being half dead mean?
You know, forget it. I'm so sick of telling this story to people over and over, and nobody understanding what the hell I'm talking about. It's all so simple.
No, actually, it isn't. It's a fucking stupid story that makes no sense. Maybe that's the problem. My marginal existence is fraught with so much pointless duality and complicated nonsense, so I'm done even trying to explain it. From now on, I should just wear a shirt that says, "Don't ask me about my disability or my mortality," then everything would be fine.
It's really kind of a shame Gamzee prototyped Aran's torso parts and swiped his ghost from the afterlife. I bet he would have had a great time on this voyage. I used to own him during our nautical campaigns all the time. If he was on this ship, I'd walk the plank and plummet through the fake-ass water through infinite nowhere forever. Besides, you act like you haven't already recruited at least 50 fucking Aranens from doomed timelines in your army. You really are shamefully prejudiced against our alternate reality ghost selves. They're just as real as we are and have the same emotions and everything.
Give me a break, Sulix. As if you don't view them the exact same way. You've got real Aranea, and then pretty much a whole bunch of pretenders out there.
They're all real! Shit, I don't even like Aranea, but here I am sticking up for his copies.
See? You just called them copies. Even you can't avoid accidentally using a problematic slur which reveals that no matter what you believe about your morals, deep down you're always gonna favor the original, while viewing all the others as duplicates of lesser value.
Oh my gosh, she's like going a little cankry there.
Oh, whatever, just whatever. Rationalize the collateral damage to your army all you want. And to think, before I joined your party I heard rumors that you might have changed. Like, learn to be a better person or something. Heh yeah, right.
Oh, please. I hardly think I'm a bad person for failing to give a shit about a billion meaningless dead Nepetas, do you?
Actually, yes. That's the definition of a bad person.
No, you're not a bad person for that particular reason, I guess.
What am I seriously supposed to do? Fly around and befriend each one individually? Sorry, I have better things to do with my time. Let's try to be at least somewhat practical here.
I've met most of those Nepetas. They're all very nice.
Oh, shut up!
Oh, Nepeta. I miss Nepeta. And what about all those ships up ahead? Are they part of the treasure hunt too?
Of course! That's my army! Okay, I mean our army, but like, on boats.
Isn't an army on boats usually called a navy?
John, help me out. I seem to be having trouble remembering which one of us is the captain. Was it the dork in blue pajamas, or was it the veteran sailor in the rad captain's coat? That's right, the captain was me, and I say it's an army that happens to be on a bunch of boats.
Oh, damn, he got smoked. Wow, so smoked. Meenah, did you catch those sick fires?
No, but for real, it pretty much is a navy. Just saying.
Who's in the army?
Thousands of ghosts, primarily those of old friends and acquaintances.
Nice, Savis. Very nice. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my, yes, they're all being mind controlled by... Wait, hold on. Are these all the Dancestors? Is Vriska mind controlling all the Dancestors? Holy cow. Yes. Are these like the original Dancestors, or are these like doomed timeline Dancestors? Or is it a combination of both? Because I'm seeing like 3 different Cancries in here. So... Although this is dead Aridin, and didn't they say like, isn't Aridin like alive again now because of the prototyping stuff? Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm just not going to think about it, because I don't think I'm going to solve anything by doing that. Yes, cool, Ed 102, I agree with you. 3 Cancries is 3 too many.
We've amassed a coalition of eager volunteers ready to lay down their ghost lives for a worthy cause.
You mean fighting Lord English?
When we're ready for that, yes, but we need the treasure first. So for now, they're sailing well ahead of us in large numbers to attract his attention, so we can do more damage to the ring and fill out the rest of our maps. We should be very grateful for their bravery. They are making a noble sacrifice for us all.
Bravery? Yeah, right.
Yes, Savis, exactly. That's Homestuck in a nutshell. I'm just not going to think about it.
Bravery? Yeah, right. I'm mostly sure she's mind controlling them.
God damn it, Tavros! We really don't need your play-by-play commentary on everything.
Wait, you're mind controlling all those ghosts?
No! Well, not all of them. Once you group enough together, others tend to latch on to the mob out of curiosity. We trolls have a way of clustering together naturally. You've got to understand, John, most of these people are pretty self-absorbed. They just needed a little bit of persuasion to join the cause. Word.
Yeah, but isn't that still kind of, dickish?
But all these stubborn jackasses are going to double die anyway if we don't all work together and kill this guy. This is war, John. In times of war, difficult decisions have to be made with the lives of many. Just think of me as a general giving orders to my troops. Just happens that the orders are a little more direct in this case.
Hey, Circuit Deuce. Let's not lose track of who's actually in charge of this shit, okay?
Yeah. All hail her imperious teen condescension, the fresh new face of tyranny, Supreme Admiral Paces. At this time, I would like to motion for a 15-minute bowing break so that we may demonstrate our reverence for this bold, spunky leader. Yes. Tavro, stop bowing. That was a joke.
No, keep doing that. Lower, Swabby. Lower. Face on the fucking deck. Yes, just like that. Perfect. How do you mind control so many ghosts at once? Isn't that kind of hard?
Well, I do have a little help. John, did I mention my ancestor? She is the best.
She is?
I must admit, I was not in favor of the idea at first.
Oh wait, Aranea. Sorry, we switched over to Aranea. I must admit, I was not in favor of the idea at first, but Vriska made a very strong case for using our combined powers in this way. In a perfect reality, no one would have to get hurt, but the stakes are too high to be shying away from such measures.
See what I mean? The best.
It has been wonderful spending so much time on this adventure with my descendant. Not just because it's helped me to get to know her better, but because it's opened my eyes to things about myself I was really never in touch with. There are certain capabilities within me I have never quite been able to face, and she's helped me realize I've been hiding from them all my life, and well beyond. It must be true what they used to say on my world.
that if you really want to know who you are, look to the legacy left behind by your ancestor. I think that wisdom works in both directions.
Well put, Marquis. I've always felt the exact same way.
Puke. Oh my glove, the Sork twins are being a door bubble again. Nitrum, get your mop ready for all the swabbing up all this vomit coming out my mouth.
Ew, no.
Can you two take a fork in the sentimental cop? Maybe pretend you ain't hit it off so good? You ever stop and think how this makes me feel? There's no reason to be jealous, Meenah. You know nothing has changed about our friendship. Jealous? Bitch, no. Just makes me think about my kid descendant. And how instead of having this cool frenzy relation with her, I just got this uncontrollable urge to stab her to death so she don't threaten my supremacy. Which is a shame because she's so cute. God damn my royal blood and the crate junk it makes me have to do. Oh well. Maybe someday I'll find an heiress who my genes don't instinctively make me want to murder on sight. Then I could teach her the badass ways of being a boss and shit. God, trolls are so weird. Tavros is, okay, so Tavros is just like standing creepily behind John, and John is like, Tavros, what are you doing?
John just said trolls are weird. He said it quietly, but I heard him.
Hey, you snitch. Yeah, but aren't we? Moral of the story is, Blue Kid is a dumb nerd, but is right when he says stuff. Look at that, it's like me and him are becoming fast fronds, thus lulling him into a sense of false confidence already. What? Soon, my little whale, soon. It is true. To a human, the ways of trolls from both Aranea and before us will seem very strange. In fact, prior to uniting in the afterlife, even the two groups of trolls were reasonably alien to one another. I've had a great deal of time to study the cultures of many species throughout Paradox Space. No matter which race you belong to, one can always find another whose ideals pose a challenge of comprehension to even the most open-minded. And though the ethical standards of those from Aranea may seem unpalatable to you, rest assured there are beings elsewhere in the cosmos whose violent behavior would be considered extreme even to most trolls. Like Lord English, perhaps. Actually, John, I'm very glad you brought this up, because I was in the middle of a wonderful story about this very subject, which you interrupted when you boarded our ship. Oh, sorry. No, that's fine. Really, I'm quite pleased that you did. This way, I get to start over from the beginning. Where's our money, Aranea? Oh my god, everyone's reactions. Tavros, Meenah's like, ah! And Vriska's like, no. Oh my gosh, that's great. There were some rough patches in my original telling, which I can go back and fix. This time, it will be much better. Okay, what's the story about? It is a tale about a very mysterious alien race called Cherubs. Let us begin. Once upon a time. Oh, look, Cherubs. They look so happy. World building. There was a very mysterious alien race called Cherubs. Aranea, I thought you said you'd fix the shitty parts of the story. You started with that crappy line the first time, too. The opening line is fine. It's alright, I guess. Not. Oh, shut up and let me tell my story. Now, where was I? There was a very mysterious alien race called Cherubs. Right, there was a very mysterious alien race called Cherubs. But there is one cherub in particular who, for at least the first half of our story, will be our heroine. I love this, like, happy child Caliborn right here. Oh my. This is like Calliope cheeks. Is this like badass Calliope? Is this like a hint of what's to come? She spent eons roaming her galaxy, completely alone, but the time had come for her to find a mate. This is no small task for a cherub. Being an asocial species, they spend virtually no time in each other's presence at all. Aside from when it is time to mate, they may go their entire lives without encountering another. And so they scatter their numbers throughout space, each staking a territory spanning many light years. But, like a predator is able to track the scent of its prey, a cherub can sense the presence of another nearby. This sense is especially strong if that cherub shares the same qualities its other half once had long ago, before it experienced the maturation process known as predomination.
Ooh, interesting. So this is like the switching back and forth between Calliope and Caliborn. Symbolic of it.
You see, when a young cherub hatches, it would appear that only one creature has begun its life. But the appearance is not to be trusted. The young cherub actually consists of two completely distinct beings, a male and a female, each sharing one body. The two halves are endowed with polar opposite predispositions as well. One predisposed toward malevolence, another toward benevolence. Good or evil, if you prefer to deal in simplistic terms, or at least those which are convenient for the sake of the story. I prefer to view the dichotomy as a kind of moral alignment, like an attribute that dictates the choices a character makes in certain types of games I used to play. The male and female halves can be aligned either way, as long as they differ from each other. The resulting conflict between the two personalities is central to life as a cherub, both before and after predomination. Shortly after hatching, the two halves begin vacillating, taking turns controlling the body. The only physical differentiation between the two is the coloration of their cheek swirls, which indicates alignment. There is otherwise no way to tell male and female apart before a cherub predominates. The vacillation process is demarcated by sleep. When the male goes to sleep, the female wakes up. And when the male wakes up, again the female sleeps. And so it goes, back and forth like this as the two identities vie for dominance over the other, and ultimately permanent control over the body. They grow to detest one another, and develop a view of social interaction centered entirely around animosity and confrontation. For good cherubs, this readies them for a long life of isolation, as they will prefer to avoid the sort of conflict that comes with social interaction, as they have been conditioned to understand it. But for evil ones, the contentious upbringing only serves to fuel their inclination to harm others. And though this duality makes for a tormented childhood, the inner conflict it creates is an extremely important part of a young cherub's life. The defining part, actually. It is the struggle a cherub must overcome to mature, and this process culminates in predomination. One half will prove to have a stronger will than the other. The less dominant half will weaken over time, and it will eventually become clear to both that one will not survive. The dominant personality will then completely consume the other, integrating it in such a way that only one is left. The cheeks will become solidly colored, and the cherub will grow to maturity as a single being, endowed with the alignment of the dominant half, and with all his or her personal qualities at the forefront of the union. In the case of our heroine, she was the good half, and the day of her predomination was in a sense the day her brother died. And though it was to her benefit and personal growth, because of this loss, she would always live with a sense that something was missing. Every sexually mature cherub lives with this feeling. It drives them to seek another cherub similar to the half they lost, the part of their being which they grew up in perpetual conflict with. The desire to travel the universe in hopes of reigniting that conflict is very important to their species. It's the force which compels them to procreate. So she set out to track his scent, as it were. And soon, she found a physical trail as well, a path of carnage left behind by a particularly destructive male cherub. She followed the debris from civilized worlds and star systems he left behind, as if to mock her, to make it clear he knew of her pursuit, and was all but paving her way with the dead. His brutality made her more furious, thus setting the mood, so to speak, for their imminent courtship.
Oh, hi, what have we here? We have some troll friends here.
A cherub of his alignment is seemingly motivated by little other than to conquer and destroy. From a bioexistential perspective, are these fan trolls? I was gonna say, I don't really recognize these trolls. So like, were these trolls that just fans just came up with on their own? Are these like fan troll sonas? Oh, wait, did they, like, donate money to have their trolls featured in a panel? Oh, on the Hive Swap Kickstarter. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That's super cool. Anyway, from a bioexistential perspective, they behave somewhat like viruses attacking the system from within. But as with all symbiotic organisms living within a universe, there are balancing factors. While those inhabiting an evil cherub's territory will regard it as an unpredictable tyrant, those in the territory of a good cherub will likely come to view it as a protector, waiting quietly for millennia in deep space, ready to attack any encroaching threat. In that sense, they are not unlike cells in a universal immune system. Oh dear. Well, that's... Goodbye, fan trolls. Goodbye. This balance of forces allows stability, such that life and new civilizations can blossom and thrive within a universe, thus assuring the possibility of its own elaborate procreation process. But if that balance was ever disturbed, it would lead to chaos in that biosystem. The universe could not survive for long. And if by some means a cherub with such destructive tendencies were to achieve unprecedented power, the resulting imbalance would be catastrophic for Paradox Space itself. And though the heroine of our story could have no way of knowing, this is exactly what would result from the pursuit of her kismesis. Like humans, cherubs perceive romance through only one quadrant. Unlike humans, their relationships are exclusively black. But their mating ritual is much more violent than any practice trolls would, or even physically could, engage in. And though it is critical to the perpetuation of their race, the confrontations can sometimes be lethal to one or both cherubs. Regardless of the outcome, the stakes are always high. The winner of the duel will assume control of the other's territory, while the loser will slink away to bear the offspring. And so she toured the planetary wreckage. So as she toured the planetary wreckage, she knew her quest for a mate was not just about the propagation of her species, but the liberation of billions from a monster. She pursued him for many sweeps with mounting obsession, until one day the trail came to an end at a black hole. Cherubs typically seek out black holes as the setting for their mating ritual, but not any black hole. Once long ago, it was a star, and circling that star was a planet. That planet was home to one of the presently sparring cherubs. The male, in this case, returned to the site of his hatching to mate, a location now conspicuously occupied by a truly massive black hole. And this was where she found him, and this was where they would duel. Alright, cherub duel. While an adult cherub is a fearsome creature, and would be a formidable opponent to anyone in its unaltered state, this is not the form in which they do battle with each other. The ritual is more extreme and physically demanding than any other kind of courtship or duel in the universe. The moment they meet, they will both undergo a dramatic metamorphosis. Oh man, so this is like Ouroboros type stuff. The mates will then duel as two vast, frightening serpents, each an astronomical unit in length. My goodness. The tangled struggle between the green owls? Is owls what? Is owls how it's pronounced? Anyway, the tangled struggle between the green owls is exceedingly brutal and can last for sweeps. While dueling in such a monstrous form, their energy is inexhaustible. The transformation taps into the cherub's latent connection with the enigmatic forces presiding over all that is eternal, and permeating all those endowed with immortality. Normally, this power is only accessible to them during mating. In this form, they are only able to be injured by one another, and are otherwise indestructible. Hence, the ritual can never be stopped by an outside force until it is complete.
Oh, AU astronomical units. Gotcha. Oh, I see. Yep, red miles, black inches, yellow yard, green AUs. Gotcha. It should come as no surprise that in this story, our heroine was victorious. Upon defeating her mate, she initiated the interlocking formation to complete the coupling, while assuming the dominant position, a stance undetectable to all but the most astute observers of the zoologically dubious. Consequently, the male was fertilized with the young. He then slithered away in disgrace from the territory he'd just lost. A cherub looking to nest will search for a dead planet situated near a massive dying star. The egg is deposited on the planet's surface, and the rising temperature from the expanding red giant will incubate the egg until it is ready to hatch. Later in life, the cherub will grow wings, assuming it has matured properly. And if it has learned to fly well enough to reach a safe distance from the nest before the star goes supernova, soon the hungry cherub will return and feast on the resulting stellar energy. Doing so allows it to gain enough strength to travel great distances and claim its own territory. The star will then collapse into a black hole, serving as a distinct gravitational beacon to the cherub later in life, so it may return there to mate. As it happens, our heroine's mate discovered Earth, long after it had journeyed to a new sun, and long since new civilizations had risen and fallen. Now on the brink of destruction from its dying star, its barren accommodations were ideal for a young cherub. There he deposited his single egg and flew away, never to return. No cherub ever spawns more than one offspring at a time, for it is every cherub's destiny to grow up alone. Or alone on the outside, at least. Oh, hi, Tara. Oh. Oh, okay, Savage. I'll have to go back into Hive Swap and check that out, because that's definitely something I would not have caught before. From that egg hatched one very special cherub with two names, one that few will ever know and one that few should ever say. A fascinating thing about cherub reproduction is how the parent's alignment is passed on to the young. If the male lays the egg, the alignments of the child's two halves will be the same as the parents'. If the female lays the egg, the alignments will be flipped, and the young male and female halves will be endowed with the opposite alignments of the parents. As such, the male half took after his father. Perhaps the son even exceeded him in violent tendencies. It is hard to imagine there has ever been a cherub more willfully destructive or as stubbornly dedicated to conquest than the monstrosity he would grow up to become. Due to his indomitable nature, I believe victory over his sister was a foregone conclusion. Barring a highly improbable glitch in causality, it would be almost impossible for her to predominate over someone like him. And even so, he didn't have the patience to wait. Unfortunately for everyone to ever exist, he discovered a way to predominate early. Yet, it was not this act alone that would prove ominous, so much as the means through which it was achieved. He was allowed to become the solo player of a game which his kind was never meant to play. And so it is with the predomination of her son that our heroine's story ends, and the story of our villain begins. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's Gamzee right there. Gamzee is just like everywhere, all the time, everywhere. Gamzee is time and space. Hey, Meenah, where are you going? I'm taking a gape a break, God. But the story isn't over yet. Oh my gosh, there's a Nepeta right there. I just realized that. Was she there in the previous panel? Ah, she is. And there's a Feferi. There's a Feferi and a Nepeta. And they're seeing each other and they're happy. And I'm happy. And yay, yay. Hi, Nepeta. Hi, Nepeta. I love Nepeta. You guys, I love Nepeta. I don't know if you could tell, but I love Nepeta. Girl, your stories never end. My bladder can't even deal. Just keep talking while I'm gone.
No, that's okay. We can wait. I already heard the damn story, though. Not all of it. Glub fuck. Can't you just keep yapping about snake sex while I hit the little grubs room already?
Oh my. Oh my gosh. They're finding like their own pirate hats to wear. That is adorable.
I'm afraid not. Everyone must listen to the full story. OMFG. You really are turning evil, aren't you? I would be proud except of how terrible and boring the actual consequences are for me personally. Wait, does that mean when you're a ghost you still have to pee? None of your business, blue kid. That's so weird. Am I the only one who thinks that's weird? No, John, it's definitely pretty weird that ghosts have to pee. You get used to life as a ghost pretty fast, though. But weren't you already pretty used to peeing when you were alive? Yeah, that's why you get pretty used to it pretty fast, dummy.
This is kind of a stupid conversation. Can we hear more about the snakes and whatnot? It was a pretty cool story.
Yes! As soon as Meenah returns from her visit to the load gaper. Holy mackerel, can you shitfucks just enjoy your space lizard porn while I take a fucking piss?
Oh my gosh.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab more coffee real quick, folks. I usually do that at like 11, but I want more coffee now. So I'll be right back.
Alright. I have returned. I have a fresh cup of coffee with peppermint mocha creamer. And it makes me happy. Also, this dog makes me happy. Oh, hi, girl. Oh, my goodness. Tara, can we boop your snoot? Will you let us boop your snoot, girl? Alright, there's the snoot. Let's boop the snoot. That is some good doggy snoot. Oh, come back, doggy snoot. There's doggy snoot. Boop. Boop. Boop, boop. That is a doggy snoot. Alright. There we go. It's not a Homestuck stream if there isn't some boop snooping. Some snoot booping. Boop snootin', snoot booping. Boopin' snoot snootin' boop. McSnootin' boop. Alright, she's turned away now. Okay, let's see. So Meenah's going to the bathroom. I think we could all stand to take a brief intermission from the story regardless, to let all these intriguing facts about Cherubs sink in. You and your intermissions. What is with your intermissions? They ain't even intermissions most of the time. They're just an excuse to tell another dumb story inside a longer dumb story. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Yes, Meenah, you are correct, and your reservations are noted. However, would it change your mind if I were to propose not an intermission, but an interfission? Fine. Let's do the inefficient thing you said. 'Cause of fish. BRB, you scrubs.
So rice milk, you go, it's not add quote, it's actually quote space add. So you're close. It's quote space add to do that. So give it another try. I believe in you. Sometimes I don't remember how to add quotes either, honestly, so. Happens. All right. So looks like there's sound on the next page. Let's mute Lumi and let's go to, let me turn up the volume too. All right, next page. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Okay, so like Aranea is by like these wind chimes, and Vriska is like by a marimba. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Aranea was playing the flute. We got Nepeta on maracas. We got Fairy and Tamras playing various stringed instruments. This is fantastic. And now Meenah's coming back up. Her bladder's empty. Eye patch guy fell the fuck down. Like Capta, I guess. So, what are we doing here? I see. Hashtag K thanks, bye. This is pretty great. And John is just standing there looking confused. Oh my gosh. Yay, there you go, Rice Milk, you did it. Well, that was great. I'm delighted. Also, I think Nepeta's hat is really adorable. Alright. End of intermission. Oh look, Gamzee got the egg. So is Gamzee just like low-key, like, Celeborn's adoptive dad? Like, throughout his life? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Alright. Anyway, where was I? The heroine story ends and the villain story begins, I think? Yes, that's right. It is with the predomination of her son that our heroine story ends and the story of our villain begins. It's hatching. Egg will hatch! Tem, proud parent! But, as we all know, beginnings are not always so easy to pinpoint in Paradox space. One could say his story began the day he claimed immortality, or the moment his being was inexplicably confined to a juju, allowing him access to any realm in which his vessel would capriciously materialize. But for the sake of linearity, we may as well say his story began the day he and his sister hatched. Oh my gosh, look at that adorable little baby snake cherub. So it's born with like both colors, I'm seeing. Oh, and she's explaining that right now. When a cherub hatches, the two undeveloped personalities mingle together in the same body. There is not yet a clear division between the two. It will then consume the eggshell for the vital nutrients it contains. The sugary snack is irresistible to the starving wiggler. Once it finishes its first meal, the two personalities will be pulled apart for good, and the child will pupate. The two halves then begin vacillating with their sleep cycles, as I described. Oh, started out as baby Calliope. As you might expect, the female child was as cheerful and friendly as could be. Aww, oh my goodness. That's so adorable. Oh, Gamzee's such a good dad. She took after her mother in every way, at least the way her mother used to be, long before she was hardened by centuries of isolation and obsessive pursuit of justice. And to just as little surprise, the male child was an insufferable brat. So one thing that's occurring to me though, guys, is so cherubs are meant to grow up in isolation. So they probably typically don't have a fairy codpiece Gamzee raising them. So I'm already wondering how, like, the fact that Gamzee was, like, there and, like, kind of, like, watching over them at least at the initial stage, like, I wonder, like, how that affects, or if it affects their development. Because, like, I'm looking back at, like, this panel right here. Like, you see Calliope, like happy and getting, like, a hug and having, like, physical contact. And based on what Aranea is saying about the physiology and biology of cherubs, like, they're not supposed to have that. So I'm wondering if, like, even this, like, affected their growth differently. And Caliborn is biting into Gamzee's shoulder. It is just as well that cherub parents abandon their offspring. Raising such a child by the familiar standards of any race would be a monumental challenge. Oh, so that's where the cuffing came in. Okay. Nevertheless, it would seem there were those who tried. Details in my research suggest our villain had a number of acolytes operating in the shadows, preparing for his arrival. We will probably never know who those scurrilous conspirators were, but it is evident that at some point the cherub was locked in a room, either out of exasperation or for its own good, until it was old enough to enter the session. That's a good point, Sailor Lunacy. That's probably also true. They're probably not usually chained to a wall growing up too, so... The children were left with everything a young cherub could ever want. Meat, candy, computers, a lifetime supply of special stardust, and of course their precious jujus. The acolytes had clearly gone to great lengths to harvest such items from all over the cosmos, so they could lavish their young master with gifts. They may have been prisoners, yes, but if you ask me, these children were very spoiled. Oh my gosh, there's like a strip of bacon right there too. That's fantastic. Broken chessboard. While the female was preparing for a collaborative approach to the game, the male was plotting furiously against her. He never had any intention of working with her. As far as he was concerned, the game was his and his alone to conquer. And that's him biting off his leg. One day, he put his plan into motion. He had his sister's dream self assassinated on Prospect. The next time she went to sleep, she would never wake up again. When her brother woke up, he became the sole occupant of the body. He then freed himself from his chains and launched the session by himself. But this game was never meant to be played solo. Its format is inherently cooperative. The diversity of players, the combination of their efforts and aspects, this is what awakens the true creative potential of the game. Without them, a session will wither and die. If one enters alone, it completely alters the nature of the game. It changes its purpose. For a solo player, a challenging quest becomes an insurmountable one. A reward of infinite promise becomes a boon far more sinister. The gauntlet which the player must overcome is seemingly designed to be impossible. For all intents and purposes, it is not actually a game at all. Oh, hang on, we just had an ad pop up on Lumi. There we go. For all intents and purposes, it is not actually a game at all. It is a death sentence for any player foolish enough to accept the challenge. But it bears repeating, this was a very special cherub. It's not just any cherub. He entered what is called a dead session. This qualifies as both a null and void session. Null and void. Very nice. But is even less than either of those. Compared to a typical session, it is almost unrecognizable. Before the game begins, Skya is blotted out with a dark layer of clouds. Its light is extinguished for good. there is no planet waiting for the player in the medium, so instead, he brought it with him. Land of blank and blank. But when he arrived, there was no heroic journey for him to embark on. There was nothing. No sprite, no consorts, no underlings. The land had no name. Those things all needed to be unlocked. To unlock his true quest, he was forced to undergo a series of excruciatingly tedious trials. Only then would the way to the planet's core be revealed. There, he would consult with the most monstrous denizen of all. And while such trials might discourage most players from even trying, our villain's response was quite the contrary. He was only emboldened by the mind-numbing chores. He took to them with gusto as if performing them out of spite. With perseverance, he found the final door and unlocked it. Waiting for him on the other side was a terrible creature named... how's this pronounced? Yaldaboth? I feel like I've seen this name before. It was a terrible creature named Yaldaboth. His denizen would allow him a brief audience, one just long enough for him to make the choice. Alright, let's see what happens on the next page here. Anything further down? Oh. Yes, that is a giant denizen. I see Caliborn standing right there. No denizen has ever been mistaken for pleasant company, but the self-proclaimed god of all monsters is notoriously inhospitable to his players. His choices are known for their wild extremes, and to this player, in this session, he offered the most extreme choice of all. It was the choice between a path of conquest and a path of sacrifice. But this is putting it lightly. In a tongue only his player could understand, he described what the path of the martyr entailed. In short, it involved nothing. The player chooses to walk away from the temptation of power, to surrender all ambition, and to welcome death. In exchange for this pledge comes a promise. The player's sacrifice is assured to benefit all who will ever live. In death, the player would later be in the position to help bring an end to the force of unfathomable evil and destruction. A force which was unleashed, for instance, by someone who once opted for the other choice. Yaldaboth then described what it meant to choose the path of the conqueror. It was a path for a more active player, to be sure. The player's mettle as a conquering force would be tested directly and repeatedly. One by one, he would have to conquer and destroy a number of planets spawned for him in the session. Each would be more difficult than the last. After destroying them all, his true land would become unlocked. He would then return to face his denizen again, and defeat him in combat. If successful, his reward would be unprecedented. He would receive the boon of unconditional immortality, where resurrection would not be linked with the just or heroic nature of death. It is unclear how this boon would be awarded, since to my knowledge it is beyond even the ability of a denizen to allow this. But through whatever mechanism the boon is bestowed, immortality is only the beginning. The player is somehow also imbued with a limitless supply of power, enough to destroy anything he wanted for as long as he wanted. And knowing the villain of our story, anything he wanted would be everything, and as long as he wanted would be forever. Yes, knowing our villain, the choice he would make is quite clear. Knowing him, in fact, proves it could hardly be considered a choice at all. Oh, his sky is like starting to crack and glow here. That can't be good, can it? It was at this point the real game would begin. Sky would undergo a dramatic transformation, becoming even darker and heavier. Soon it would become a very massive solid sphere. It would begin to generate heat within due to rising density. The surface would begin to crack.
Kaboom!
Oh my gosh, this is like a bunch of pool balls I'm seeing right here. The resulting explosion is known as the first break. Oh my gosh, the first break. That's why it's pool balls, because that's how pool works. From the primordial blast would emerge 15 planets for the player to conquer. They would scatter and ricochet at high velocity before settling into orbit in the medium. The break is a very violent phenomenon, though. Not all planets will necessarily clear the blast before the sky and debris settles into its final state. The vast amount of resulting matter then collapses into a black hole. Its gravitational pull is tremendous. Any object within range will be sucked in and destroyed. Those planets which settle into orbit will be safe for the time being. But in the case of our villain's session, 3 of the planets did not make it and fell back into the hole. This is a very lucky break for him. So there were going to be 15 planets, but he only had to deal with 12 of them. 12, of course, is an important number in Homestuck. 12 trolls. And so on. It meant that he would only have to conquer 12 planets instead. This bit of good fortune could very well have been the difference which allowed him to overcome a nearly impossible challenge. His task was to destroy all of the planets in order, each within a time allowance that gets shorter with every planet. To destroy a planet, first it must be conquered. He would have to overcome all forces of resistance on the planet, and ultimately defeat whatever powerful underling ruled there. Then, much like he did to unlock the quest in the first place, he would have to travel to the planet's core. There he would retrieve a bomb and return to the surface. If he did not accomplish this in time, the bomb would detonate in the core and the game would be lost automatically. The bomb is not powerful to destroy the planet alone. In fact, its purpose is not to damage the planet at all, but to move it. Oh, like a cue stick. So I'm guessing he has to position the bomb so that it actually moves the planet into the black hole. Just like in Pool. So basically Caliborn is playing Pool. Interplanetary Pool. So he must bring it to a designated location on the surface. When it explodes, the planet will be knocked out of orbit and sucked into the hole. And of course, he must make sure he has moved on to the next planet before this happens. He repeats this process for each planet until they are all gone. There is one caveat though. He must skip the 8th planet. Just like the 8-ball. The 8-ball has to be last. If he sinks that one before any of the others, it will result in the destruction of the entire session. Thus, it must be the final planet he conquers. Land of lots of stuff and lots of other stuff. Upon destroying the 8th planet, his true land will reveal itself. The dead planet will come to life, and there he must prepare for battle with his denizen. He may sharpen his combat skills, craft new weaponry, anything he can do to improve his chances against a very powerful endgame foe. Fortunately for him, he would not have to face the monster alone. By then, he will have accumulated a party of loyal minions. The felt! Look at the felt! With each planet he destroys, he will be awarded a new Leprechaun follower. Even if a planet was destroyed in the break, he will still be awarded that planet's Leprechaun upon destroying the planet preceding it. Sort of like a 2-for-1 deal. Wait, Leprechauns? Yes, John. I'm delighted to see you have pounced on what is clearly the most interesting part of the story thus far. Leprechauns are a fascinating mythical race, although there is some dispute among scholars as to whether they are actually a breed of gnome. I can't say I blame you for being speechless. There are no doubt hundreds of questions swirling in your head at once about these wonderful creatures. Where do I even begin? You must forgive me. I find it very difficult to resist going on at length about them. I just think they are so great. For instance, I can and have given lectures for weeks at a time on their marvelous and widely varying magical abilities. More intriguing yet would be any medium to long form harangue on More intriguing yet would be any medium to long form harangue on the topic of their culture and customs, most of which revolve around luck. But most captivating of all, and the subject upon which I will now assiduously expound, would be the positively scintillating subject of Leprechaun romance. Oh my gosh, Leprechaun romance. Yeah, it did take Hussey a few years to get to explaining what the felt was. That's true. Oh my gosh, is this their romance grid? This is basically Lucky Charms. The problem is that when the subject of Leprechaun romance is broached, our overly obsessive troll intellects instantly assume that the most ingratiating posture of admiration imaginable, which makes it hard to give it proper academic focus, I mean, because of how great it is. But we will do our best to understand regardless. Trolls have only 4 forms of romance, and though we consider it a complicated subject spanning a wide range of emotions, social conventions, and implications for reproduction, it is ultimately a superficial slice of what leprechauns consider the full body of romantic experience. Our concept of romance, in spite of its capacity to fill our art and literature and to rule our individual destinies like little else, is still just that, a single quaternary concept, a concept usually denoted by 4 symbols: heart, spade, diamond, club. Yep, I thought quadrants were hard. Welcome to a tic-tac-toe board of Lucky Charms. Leprechaun romance is more complicated than that. Leprechaun romance needs 9 symbols. The 9 quadrants of, well, if there's 9, they're not really quadrants, but whatever. The 9 quadrants of Leprechaun romance are considerably more nuanced than our quaint notions of romance, and certainly more alien. In fact, so conditioned is my own understanding of romance that I can't help but refer to them as quadrants, when in fact they are not quadrants at all. They're referred to as charms. Charms. Of course they're referred to as charms. She did just say, like, on the last panel that there's like a lot of luck involved as well. So, yes, in fact, they are Lucky Charms. One of the charms is characterized by romantic love, as understood by both trolls and humans. But after that, all bets are off. There is no division between black or red, concupiscent or conciliatory. Instead, their charms comprise a spectral continuum of more subtly varying types of relationships, most of which are established in mutual chicanery, such as the exchange of pranks, coy riddles, slapstick shenanigans, and games of chance. Furthermore, a pair of leprechauns is not limited to a single charm. A relationship may be defined by multiple charms at once. In fact, some of the most interesting relationships arise from exotic charm combinations. A stable relationship consisting of 3 or more charms is called a trove. A trove, you say. These advanced relationships are often viewed as the ideal end result for a romance, much the way certain pairing rituals are for humans. No charm is specifically tied to procreation, though any type of relationship could begin waxing concupiscent if Lady Luck should so decide. Certain charm combinations are known to be more conducive to fertility than others. If the leprechaun pair has been so blessed, they'll begin an elaborate coupling procedure culminating in a lively mating jig. The jigs are specific to the charms, of course, similar to how different kinds of music lend themselves to various styles of dance. While their romance is endlessly captivating, leprechaun reproduction may be the most interesting subject of all, particularly from a perspective of detailed anatomical study, which I will get to shortly. But first, it bears pointing out that while for humans reproductive relationships are exclusively heterosexual, and for trolls they are bisexual, for leprechauns they, wow, what a story! But I wasn't fit. Wasn't that story great, everyone? Wow! Oh my gosh. Even Friska's had enough. You really liked it that much, Vriska?
Hell yeah! Oh my god, that Leprechaun stuff? So good. Right, guys?
Wow. Well, I would be happy to continue then if you...
Mindfang, have I told you how great it's been to get to know each other and team up on adventures and stuff? I really feel like you've helped me get in touch with my ancestral roots, mainly as a kick-ass storyteller. It was like this whole part of my personality I was never aware of. Like, the part that's compelled to just outright explain tons of really interesting things to people while sparing no detail whatsoever. It's made me feel a lot closer to understanding my aspect, as well as closer to you. So I just wanted to say, thanks.
Aw, well, you're welcome. I feel the exact same way about my time with you. You have really helped me get in touch with the true pirate within. I saw in you the adventure spirit I always wished I could be. You helped me finally understand the virtue in rationalizing questionable decisions and behaving unscrupulously for the greater good.
Haha, stop. You're gonna make me start tearing up. Get over here and give me a hug, Alpha Sister.
Comic from Paradox Space. That's another thing I'll have to, like, keep in mind. They're hugging. That's adorable. And also, Vriska, well done. Somehow getting Aranea to stop talking. Like, wank, wank. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Meenah and Vriska mocking Aranea behind her back. Uh-oh. I think Aranea has an idea of what's actually going on. Okay, I love that, like, John is just pixelated in the background here. Uh-oh. It's zooming in on her glaring face. Uh-oh. So hold on. We got Terezi, Karkat. Wait, how did Terezi get her eyes back? Wait, is Terezi blind still? Or does she, like, actually have her eyes now? Or, like, what's going on? Oh. Who? You know Vriska's ancestor? The friendly one who tells long stories? Oh yeah, her. I don't know. I can't keep all these ghost names straight. Fliptuna, Meowlin. Wasn't there a Carlos? Fuck it. They're all named Carlos as far as I'm concerned. Wait, except Meenah. She was alright. A little forward, but whatever, this isn't the point. All I remember about my interactions with the Circuit girl was getting cornered into these ludicrous monologues and then racking my brain for excuses to get the hell out of there. Yeah, well, I was a little more tactful than you and actually listened, and let her talk me into something I shouldn't have. So she was just like, poof, and suddenly your eyes were better? Yes. What is she, some sort of magic fairy? Yes, that's kind of literally what she is. See. Oh, alright. I guess her story checks out then. Good for her. But this doesn't seem like you, Terezi. I mean, I didn't think you even wanted your eyesight back. I've never met anyone as chuffed about her own disability as you. I was always under the impression you felt like it was a big part of who you are. It was. The moment she healed me, I knew I made a terrible mistake, but I couldn't take it back. I thought about it, like just blinding myself again and pretending it never happened. But even the way it happened originally was something special to me. I can't duplicate that. And even if I could, it still wouldn't be the same. I can't seem to forgive myself for being so stupid. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to take the only cool and unique thing about myself and fix it. What was I thinking? Whoa, whoa, the only cool thing about you? Terezi, I want to be understanding, but I can't get behind some of the shit you're saying about yourself here. What made you start unraveling like this? I think it was when we started meeting our ancestors.
and I thought they were all cooler and older and more interesting than us, even though they probably weren't. They had a lot of problems and insecurities too, but I guess the kind that older kids have. And when you're younger, you don't really recognize them as problems. You look at those things as just part of what it's like being someone who's more interesting and grown up than you. Maybe since I'm not as young anymore, I guess I can see that now. But I was stupidly awestruck by some people who were not so impressive in retrospect, and I made a dumb mistake. Wait, we met all those people like kind of a long time ago? How long have you been hiding this from everyone? I don't know, a year or something? And I wasn't hiding it, I just didn't tell anybody. Yeah, that's what hiding it means. But you usually can't see my eyes anyway. Because of my glasses? Duh. I know, but not telling anybody that is still being pointlessly secretive. You could have said, "Hey Karkat, I fucked up and now I can see again. Maybe we could talk about this so I don't go into a tragic downward spiral and make you worry about me for no reason." Yeah, the idea of the quote bot, yeah, is to kind of quote, like, I guess the silly things that I say at some point, instead of, like, quoting what I actually read in Homestuck, but meh. Basically, it's there for you guys to have fun with, so. Anyway. Tragic downward spiral and make you worry about me for no reason. I'm sorry. I should have, but I was so ashamed. And what about this clandestine black rom nonsense you've got going on with Gamzee? What? Have you been dating him for just as long? Was he involved in that decision? Like, did he help talk you into healing your eyes or something? How did you know we were dating? Did he tell you? Oh my god. Terezi, you are a fucking catastrophe. You used to be, like, cunning and considerably more intelligent than me, which I have no problem admitting, but this is ridiculous. Even if I didn't figure it out myself, which I did because it was obvious, you are up here on the roof lying unconscious in a pile of honk horns and Faygo bottles. I'm not a master of deduction, but unless you were recently stomped on by some sort of golem composed of garbage from a circus, it seems fair to say you are officially down with the clown. Okay, yes, it's true. Well, what do you have to say about it? I couldn't get up the nerve to tell you about that either. In a way, I'm even more disgusted with myself for dating that asshole than I am for healing my eyes. Then why are you doing it? I don't know. I can't bring myself to stop seeing him. Every time I think I can't stomach the sight of his ugly face for another second, he pulls me back in. He is just so awful. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see, Tara has gone elsewhere, so I'm gonna turn off pet cam. I just noticed that. Alright. He always knows exactly what to say to piss me off. Everything he does. His fake god tier suit, his smug expression, the dumbass ways he butchers his sentences, saying shit like, "Aw, getting up at his motherfucking honk on. Ugh! I hate it so much, but I keep coming back for more. He's like a drug, even more addictive than this revolting soda I can't stop drinking. I've had so much Faygo I can't even taste the color anymore. I just taste the sugar and the bubbles and the awful flavor it leaves behind, which just makes me drink more to wash it away. Until I feel so nasty I have to take a long soda nap, but I wake up loathing myself even more, so I just reach for another bottle. It is truly the wicked elixir. Sob." Terezi, I want him to be out of my life. He's the worst thing that's ever happened to me, but I guess you can't help who you hate. This is killing me, hearing this. I seriously want to weep actual puke out of my eyeballs from this story. How did this happen? I've got to say, I didn't see it coming. If you told me sweeps ago you and he, I wouldn't believe it. Like, if the writing was on the wall there, I sure as fuck didn't read it. Yeah, it snuck up on me. It didn't help that he terrorized us when we were hiding from Jack. Right under my nose, too.
Somehow I didn't put the pieces together at the time and let him get away with murder. And gradually I started having these uncontrollable thoughts about him. Dark thoughts. And when I would catch a whiff of him in the corridors like he was taunting me, that just fanned the flames. Then we started talking shit with each other more and more, and he was so much nastier than he ever used to be. Way more than any of our friends ever were. One time he started mocking my blindness, which never bothered me when anyone else did it, but somehow the stuff he said, I let it get under my skin. And combined with meeting a lot of new people I felt like I couldn't live up to, that's when I started reconsidering Aranea's offer. I knew it! I knew he must have had something to do with that decision. That slimy bastard! This is mostly my fault. I wasn't vigilant enough with him, and I let our Moira allegiance break down. If I kept a closer eye on him, maybe he wouldn't have lured you into his spinning tent of shit. No, you shouldn't feel like... Or maybe it's Kanaya's fault? She's always been a really good auspicist. Maybe she could have prevented this if she wasn't so preoccupied herself. No, wait, it's actually my fault again. If I had been on the ball and auspicized between her and Rose, she would have had the time to auspicize between you and Gamzee. Damn it! I always say I know so much about romance, yet I routinely underestimate its complexity, so I only figure out what to do after it's way too late. God, I'm so stupid. Ugh, shut up! It's no one's fault but mine. I'm the one who has to deal with it. Yeah, okay. For what it's worth, he'll probably just break it off and leave you once we get to the new session. All his loyalties and priorities are totally warped now. I'm not sure what he really cares about anymore, but it sure isn't any of us. You think he will leave me? Yeah, I do. Sub! Whoa, what? Isn't that what you want? No! I'd be devastated if he just suddenly ditched me like that. Okay, help me out. You're confusing me here. I'd feel pathetic, and I guess a sick and terrible part of me doesn't want him to go. But if he does, I want it to be because I tell him it's over. Wow. Alright, I guess that makes sense. Sorry. I'm just trying to be supportive here. But I'm not always sure what the right thing to say is. I'm doing my fucking best. This is complicated for me too. You're both my friends. I know. I appreciate your intentions, Karkat. Maybe it would be better if you weren't sitting up there in that backwards chair while you talk to me. What? Why? Yeah, dude, you should probably ditch the chair. What the fuck is wrong with my chair? Or at least sit on it front ways. Or offer her another chair? I don't know. It's kind of a dumb affectation in this context. No, look, it's casual and relaxed. So he's sitting in the chair like that. Okay. No, look, it's casual and relaxed. Like, it visually conveys that my presence in the conversation is humble and non-threatening, yet frank and attentive. What the fuck do you want from me? To sit on the goddamn floor? Why should I squat on the dirty floor? What difference does that make? So you can be on the same vertical plane with your friend while you exhibit compassion for her grody clown problem. Dave, it's fine. Never mind about the chair. I don't care. It just struck me as being a bit distractingly silly, that's all. Okay, wow, fine. Fuck the chair. Pardon me for making myself comfortable during a sincere heart-to-heart discussion with a dear friend in need. But the time has come for me to cease straddling this deeply offensive piece of furniture. Away with ye, four-legged temptress! Distract us no more with the most basic and utilitarian form of creature comfort you supply. Karkat just threw a tantrum about a chair. I just won Karkat tantrum bingo. Oh my god. Is that actually a thing? At last, we are free from this accursed instrument of ass elevation. Where'd you even get that chair? Did you steal it from the common area? Unlike everyone else ever, I happen to make a practice of captcha logging items which might be convenient on a day-to-day basis. Say I'm strolling around and find myself in need of a place to sit. Bam! Suddenly, a chair. And no, I didn't steal it. How could I steal something from the common area? Nobody actually owns any of that fucking furniture. That's why it's called the common area, you accusatory piece of filth. Sounds like communism. Are you a communist or something? Well, actually, that makes perfect sense, what with your sickle and all. What are you talking about?
Wait, John has a hammer. Oh shit, it's all adding up. When we arrive, are you going to team up with John and seize the means of production? You appear to be jump-starting a facetious discussion about some sort of human economic ideological framework without having the slightest clue that your vehicle is parked squarely in the nobody gives a fuck zone. I'm just saying, first chairs, what next? See, I'm all about private property and pocketing dough. Do you have any idea how rich I am? I'm a man of means, motherfucker. What is your point? Just don't come after my boonies, dude. Or should I say Karkat marks?
You aren't being serious now. These are not the words of a serious person. I was having a serious discussion, like a big-time adult, with my good friend Terezi. Your callous and nonsensical remarks are derailing us from the delicate subject at hand. Why don't you be useful and say something reassuring to our sad mutual buddy, you wailing jet engine of infantile stultiloquence? Stultiloquence? What does that word even mean? I have to look up this word now. Stultiloquence. That's not a... I can't type. Also, I'm not spelling it correctly. Here we go. Stultiloquence. Senseless or silly talk. Babble. Alright then. You wailing jet engine of infantile stultiloquence? I don't have much to say about this. I've kinda got to recuse myself on the matter. I'm all kinds of on record as being squicked out by the idea of hate relationships, so I got no point of reference for gauging when one is fucked up the way that's normal for trolls, or if it's fucked up cause it's actually fucked up and terrible. This is like some ex-alien boyfriend prime directive shit. I can't intervene cause I don't know what I'm talking about, but you do, so I guess keep going. You were saying some pretty good stuff before I started riding your jock about chairs. Terezi, do you see what I have to deal with? Actually, I guess you can. You can now literally see what I have to deal with and experience all due empathy for the fact that I have a douche as a best friend. Yes, I can see. The view from here is douche-tacular. Thank you. So, that's it then? No advice at all, smart Alec? Why did I even bring you here for this intermission then? Intermission? Intervention, I mean. Sorry, I misspoke. It's not an intervention either. My ghostly head's all beaming out of this crab for moral support, yo. I am in my homie's corner, even if he is a massive socialist. Terezi, I think, can probably figure this out. She grew up alone and blind in a forest. I think she will manage to bounce out of her juggalo phase. But yeah, Terezi, you should at least quit the fucking soda. Yeah, okay. Okay? Yes, I'll stop. Wait, what, just like that? Sure, it's really gross. I think we are missing the point here. This isn't just about an unhealthy obsession with a foul soft drink. It's about how you feel about yourself. You're barely functional right now. You can't even pick yourself up off the floor and put on a pair of pants. Remember pants, Terezi? You used to love pants. Yeah, pants are pretty great. You used to be a lot of things, and all of those were good things. But now that we're about to arrive, right when we need you the most, you do a sensational belly flop into a circus vat of your own tangy slobber. Oh, please, what could you possibly need me for? You are an important member of this party. We'll need you to help stand up to Jack and whatever else is waiting for us there. I don't think I'll be very useful. Well, not like this you won't. You've got to get your act together. No, I mean, even then I won't be. I don't have much to offer even on my best day. What about your mind powers, though? What if we need somebody with mind powers to do some sort of mindy thing? What mind powers? You know, the ones where you flip a coin and something crazy happens. Okay, I don't actually know how it works, but what about that? I never developed those powers very well, and it's been a long time since I even thought about them. I don't think they're very valuable, honestly. In fact, all they ever seemed to do was trick me into feeling like I knew what I was doing. They actually made me believe I was in control of other people's fates, not even to speak of my own. It was really a dangerous kind of delusion. And now it feels like the only heroic thing I ever did with those powers was use them to justify killing my friend. Huh? Oh, right.
And what's worse is, to this day, I'm still not even sure if it was necessary. I'm still not even totally sure if it was necessary. I think I've lost the ability to tell if I'm being punished for what I did, or if I am punishing myself. Well, yeah. Of course it was necessary. Even if it wasn't the morally right choice or whatever, it was obviously something that had to happen. That's the cruel thing about paradox space. It systematically validates all your mistakes as necessary outcomes. Not even necessary for your own good or personal growth, it's always bigger than you. Like, your errors in judgment are inseparable from the way reality has to unfold. So, it never lets you forget about them. Because they were all critical to the big picture. And all your past flaws are like scars. Scars in space-time that never heal. And always serve to remind you that the perfect version of yourself you wish you could be can never exist. Because the survival of everyone you care about depends on him not existing. I know all that. It doesn't stop me from wondering. It's simple. If you hadn't killed her, you would have withered away in a doomed timeline. Yeah, and sometimes I wish I had. At this point, I think I would rather be the better person who made the right decision, even if it also meant being the one to fade away forever. Well, I wouldn't want that. Does that fucking matter to you? Does that factor anywhere into your dreary existential equation? You probably think I'm crazy. Just as crazy as you think I am for dating Gamzee, but I really miss her. No, I don't think you're crazy for that. And yet, if I ever saw her again, there's no way I could talk to her. So part of me hopes I never... Ow! Oh, got bit by a crab. Dave, you dick!
What? Don't blame me. I can't control the crab. Oh, the crab. Alright. Meanwhile, Act 6, Intermission 5, Intermission 3. So let's see, it looks like he's up to 7 now. Also, it looks like there's some Leprechaun romance happening here.
Wait, why did that planet give me 2 elves?
You're calling them elves now?
Yes.
But they're leprechauns, or gnomes, according to some baloney scholars.
They can now be additionally referred to as elves. I have decided.
Whatever.
Why are there 2?
Because of the 2-for-1 deal. You sunk the 7th planet on the break, so when you destroyed the 6th planet, you unlocked both the 6th and 7th elf. Now you're on the 8th planet. This one doesn't give you an elf.
It doesn't?
No.
What about a gnome?
No.
What about a leprechaun?
No, you get nothing.
Why not?
Because you're supposed to skip this one and destroy it last. You're just wasting time hanging around here. The clock is ticking.
Alright, but first, I want to get their powers straight. Am I correct in assuming their powers keep getting more useless?
Yes.
Just as I suspected. I don't even care anymore. I just want to know. So, Orange Hat, we have established, just walks ahead of me all the time. No matter how far off he wanders and gets lost, I always seem to catch up with him.
Yes.
And Green Hat, he just has a doll with pins in it.
Yes.
What's up with that?
He has a doll with pins in it.
And?
Every time you get a new elf, he'll take another pin out. That's all I will tell you.
Okay, got it. It's pointless. Moving on. Maroon Hat. I can't tell what his power is. What is his power?
He doesn't have a power.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
That's a new low, even for these shitheads.
But Maroon Hat is pretty smart. You can use him as a higher ranking henchman or something.
Being smart isn't a power. Plus, I doubt it. How smart can one of these imbeciles be?
You should talk to him and find out.
No.
Come on, just a friendly little chat.
Fine. I will have a word with him. Very briefly.
Okay. Hey, are you still talking to him? Wow, you guys are really going at it there. What the fuck could you be talking about for so long? This is getting ridiculous. The timer on the next cue ball bomb is ticking away.
Okay, I'm back.
And?
Maroon Hat is highly intelligent and personable. I have decided he is my favorite guy so far.
See? I told you.
I will give him more important responsibilities later, but I have not decided what.
Maybe he can hold on to something important for you?
Good idea. Like what? Oh, I know, my Caltop.
No, not the Caltop. That's dumb.
My gun?
No.
Oh, my candy.
No, you idiot.
Fuck you. If you have an idea, then just tell me what it is. puzzle man.
Look at the color of his hat. What else do you have that's that color? Also, what object can you think of that's kind of shaped like a 7?
Oh, of course, a boomerang.
Okay, I give up. Hang on. Let me just look back here real quick. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I will make a mental note to secure a boomerang in the future. Yes, it makes so much sense to be a boomerang, thematically, because it always comes back around in one big circle, like all the time shit I'm supposed to be about. Okay, last question. Why is Purple Hat constantly dancing in my presence?
Yeah, I guess in retrospect, Purple Hat has always been pretty flirtatious, hasn't he?
What?
Maybe you should try to be open-minded, though. Have you ever considered a star-heart horseshoe relationship with someone? Maybe you will discover you have never truly experienced joy until you have been in star-heart horseshoe with a dancing elf. Caliborn has spiked his cow top on the ground in disgust. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey folks, I know it's a little early, but I think I may actually end the stream here because my internet seems to have been struggling all morning. And I'm dropping a lot of frames, so I'm kind of the mind that I should probably quit while I'm ahead, because I don't want my internet to like suddenly crap out on you guys. So sorry, I'm going to cut it a bit short, but I will be back next Saturday at our usual time, 10 a.m. Central Time. And also, I'm probably going to pick up Deltarune again next Sunday. So we will see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kind of leave it off here for now. This is a pretty good stopping point too, I think. Oh wait, actually let's go to the next panel real quick. End of Act 6, Intermission 5, Intermission 3. So they've completed the circle. Alright. Yeah, I think this is a good place to leave off. So, before we go, folks, those of you who don't know, we have a Discord where people, like, hang out. And, once in a while we chat and stuff. Oh yeah, I'll be streaming on Wednesday too, God of Truth. Thanks for reminding me. So, I'm gonna stream this Wednesday. I'm playing Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. I was gonna stream last Wednesday, but I needed the time to, like, pack up and, like, do laundry and get cleaned up for leaving for Thanksgiving. So, anyway. Alright. So, thank you, friends. Let me drop a couple more links in here. Social media. And, Tara's Instagram as well. So, alright. Thank you, friends. Take care of yourselves. I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.